Hi, and welcome to the WoolJewel Podcast. I'm Caitlin, and this is Barb, and this is my knitting podcast. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm super active on Instagram. If I'm not posting all the time, I'm usually on there anyway, so shoot me a message if you want. You can send me a message on Ravelry as well. My Ravelry name is WoolJewel, and we have a Ravelry group for the podcast, and that is WoolJewel Podcast. WoolJewel is one word, so you can find us on there. This is episode 10. I am in the double digits, you guys. I just want to say thank you to everybody coming back and watching and hanging out with me on this podcast. It's been really fun doing this, and especially thank you to anybody new who is watching for the first time. There's a lot of podcasts out there, so thanks for giving mine a chance. Before I jump into the episode, I want to mention the knit along that I'm co-hosting with Celeste from Yarn to Table and Tayler from Wool Needles Hands. It is the Great Unravel 2017. So if you are interested in unraveling a thrifted sweater and repurposing the yarn, it's not too late. Cast on was April 22nd, which was Earth Day, and the knit along will be running through June 17th, I think. So we've got a couple months. It's just 100 gram minimum. Ooh, the cat is freaking out. Anyway, so there's still time. I've done some unraveling, but I haven't even cast on myself yet, and I've got a reason for that, and I will talk more about that in WIPs. So if you're interested in the knit along, just go check out all the rules and stuff in our Ravelry groups. There's a different group for each podcast, which I'll link below. Kitty, she's freaking out. Kitty. Showing off for you guys. Okay, knit along. Right, okay, so I've mentioned there will be prizes, and I actually have some to show you today. A couple of them came in. So one of the prizes will be this adorable project bag made by Stina, and I'm gonna link her shop below. So she made this project bag. She sent me two, so this one's mine, so you're gonna get a fresh one if you win. So thank you so much, Stina. Go check out her shop. Stina is also donating a hat pattern of her own design, which was released recently. So I'm gonna show you a picture of it somewhere, probably right here. And I think the hat is a DK pattern, so I'm gonna dye up some DK yarn to go with the hat pattern for the winner. And as I mentioned before, I think that I mentioned this before, but since I super love sweater knitting, garment knitting, if you finish and complete a garment, there will be a separate prize drawn for anybody who completes a garment with their unraveled yarn. So I'm gonna be giving away two prizes. There's gonna be one prize randomly drawn from all of the FOs and a second prize drawn from the garment knitters. And the other girls hosting this knit along will be doing their own prize giveaways, so you have lots of chances to win in this awesome knit along. I also have another project bag to give. So one project bag will be for the overall winner, and the second project bag will be for the garment knitter, and this is the bag. This was made by Clara from Studio C. She also dyes yarn. We are doing a yarn swap, and so this is the yarn that she sent me, and she nailed it. I love these colors, so thank you so much, Clara. I can't wait to use this. Yeah, but she wanted to, in addition to the swap that we did, she wanted to send me a bag for the knit along prize. So I've got two project bags to give away, and this one has a zipper pocket inside. It's also really well made. It has these cotton drawstrings, and this is the exact one that you'll be getting. she's got these in her shop as well, which I will link, and I love this one so much I think I might just go buy one for myself because I love it. Oh yeah, one more prize for my Great Unravel. It's this adorable pin. It's a girl knitting, and she's connected by a chain to a ball of yarn. So they're both pins. You could put this on your project bag. You can put it on your collar. This is what I would do. One on each side of your collar. I got two of these. I got one for myself and one for the prize because it's just so adorable. There she is. So cute. Ball of yarn. I love it. This is made by Kate Gabrielle. She has an Etsy shop, but shop on her actual website. I'll link it. She's got a lot more selection on her actual website than her Etsy shop. And I'm not going to forget today. Here's my bonsai. It really seems like it's been not growing a whole lot lately. I don't know if it needs to be repotted. Does anybody grow bonsais? Please let me know what to do. It gets more of these arms like every week, but it's not growing taller anymore, so I don't really know what that means. I don't know if I have to move it into more sunlight or what. I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything about bonsais. And I want to share, I'm all over the place today. My mug. I don't share my mug that often, but this one's special. It's this goofy, amazing sheep. I got this mug when I went to Edinburgh and I had tea and a yarn shopping day with from Hand Drawn Yarn. She took me to one of her favorite places. It's Papillon something. I don't remember. It was really good, but the woman that, I guess she owns the place, she paints as well. And so she has these sheep paintings and she put them on mugs, and I guess they were selling these at the second Edinburgh Yarn Festival. So since she'd had them for a while, they were on sale, so I got one. And I really like to get a mug everywhere I go. Like if I travel somewhere, the souvenirs I go for are like yarn that's local to that place, a mug, and or a magnet. I like magnets, but I don't have like they're not covering my fridge, but a magnet's usually what I get if I don't find a mug or yarn that I like. But yeah, so I'm really glad I got yarn and this amazing sheep mug from Edinburgh, and there's coffee in it. Okay, so I am going to talk about knitting now. I don't have any FOs to show you, so no FO segment this week, but I do have some whips. Yeah, so the first whip I'm gonna show you is almost an FO. Maybe on another week I would have called it an FO, but here it is. Okay, I did it. I got the worsted Boxy off of my needles finally. All the hard part is done, so here it is. It's really cute. Yeah, I like it. She wanted this contrast color, and I thought maybe originally just doing the sleeves in the contrast color, but then I had the thought to do this these welts at the shoulder in the other color, and I like how it turned out. I think that this like kind of plum color, because the gray can be, it's so dark it can be a little harsh, I guess, so I thought that would frame her face nicely. I still don't know what I'm gonna do about this hem. It's rolling. I don't have a swatch that I've tried blocking it. I know that you can't technically block acrylic, and I've like asked for this help before, so if somebody's watching this week that hasn't watched before, I need help knowing what to do. This is 100% acrylic. It's knit with Lion Brand Homestead Tweed or something like that. Anyway, it's acrylic, and it's a really nice soft drapey acrylic, but I can't get this to stay down. I don't know if I can like iron it on like a low setting with a sheet over it. I don't know if I wash it and pin it, if it'll even stay. I don't think it will, because it's kind of like a thing you do with wool. Yeah, I don't know what to do. My thought right now is if I can't block it, then I will have to cut off this end and knit something else in its place. Just knit down. Because it's a bottom-up sweater, so I can't just like unravel from the cast-on edge, so that's what makes it a little bit complicated. I don't mind doing that. It's literally only 4 rows of ribbing, so it's not that much knitting. I just want it to look good because it's a gift, so yeah. Jackie, you're gonna get your sweater next month. She's gonna come visit me. She lives in Colorado, and yeah. Also, I just want to say, the thing with commercial yarn, it's supposed to be great because there's dye lots, right? Well, I got all the same dye lot, and there's still this patch of like a light gray stripe that you can see. Like, what is even the point of having dye lots if it's gonna do that? So that's kind of disappointing. But I'd have to say, it looks like it's showing up a lot more obvious on camera. I tried it on and looked in the mirror, and it wasn't that noticeable, so I hope that doesn't bother her. Anyway, yeah, I just have to weave in the ends and figure out what I'm gonna do about that bottom hem, and this is done. So I feel really good about that because I've been saying I need to get all my gift knitting done so that I can just enjoy something for myself, because I feel like I've been doing primarily gift knitting since like November. Just hasn't ended. Hasn't ended. I've done a few things for myself, but there's always all these gifts I'm trying to get done too. Speaking of gift knitting, I am still knitting lots more gifts. I casted on some socks for my mom. So she bought this yarn when she came to visit me. I made her some socks for Christmas, and I made them like halfway shorties, I guess, because I know that she has a lot of ankle boots, so I thought that that would work for her, but she just really wanted some tall socks, so she picked out some sock yarn for herself. When we drove to Salzburg for vacation, we stopped at das Wollcafe. It's near Stuttgart. It was on the way, and I was like, let's just go here, because it was about 2 hours away from home, and I've been planning on going there, but I needed a reason to drive 2 hours more than just to go yarn shopping. So we finally got to go. We bought a lot of yarn. They just started getting hedgehog fibers in, and most of it was sold out. But I got a good amount of what was left over. That pollen that I was doing in my vortex shawl that got frogged, that pollen colorway, that I got that there, and a couple of the yarns that ended up in my Marled Magic are from that shop too. Anyway, this is the yarn that my mom chose. She just wanted some cool self-striping socks, and she loves greens. She has green eyes. It looks really good on her. So yeah, I really like how this is knitting up. I'm doing these 2 at a time on, I think this is a weird in-between size. These are, 2.75 millimeters. So I don't know what that is in US sizes. Yeah, it just says US number and then doesn't say what number it is. Anyway, I'm doing these, and they're going so fast because I usually knit socks on my US size 1s, which are smaller than this. And for myself, I cast on usually 56 stitches, I think sometimes 54. And she has the same size feet as me, so I was gonna do the same thing, but then I found that that was too big on these needles. So these are 48 stitches around, and they fit, and they're not even tight. Like, that's crazy. I'm just surprised that this size needle makes that much of a difference in the stitch count. But it's good. I mean, you know, less than 50 stitches around, they're going really fast. So I just did my basic vanilla sock recipe. I start with the Judy's Magic Cast On, either 16 or 20 stitches, and then Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and that's it. And I'm just gonna go until I feel like stopping. And I will probably have enough left over to make some for me. Yay! So speaking of socks, I'm a little sad because I wanted to do all these sock knit-alongs, more specifically the Yarngasm Box of Socks KAL, and I can't really do that one. I've talked about it before because there's a 50 gram minimum, and none of the socks I make for myself are 50 grams. And I think that that knit-along specifically is supposed to be for yourself. So like even if I make tall socks, that's like barely scraping 50 grams, and I'm not gonna make like 12 pairs of knee socks. Like, this is just not gonna happen. So I can't do that one. I make 50 gram socks for men, like people, guys in my family, but if it's not for me, then I can't do it for the knit-along. So I've just like decided that I'm not gonna try anymore. That knit-along's not for me. And then the girls in the Yarn Cafe, they were like, we're gonna do a shorty sock knit-along. So it's shorties in a shoebox. So you just fill a shoebox with shorties. And then that knit-along, it's just the socks have to be under 2 inches. They can't be more than 2 inches above your ankle. And I've made shorties this year, but they're more like halfway between shorties and normal socks. So all the socks I've made so far wouldn't count for that either. So I don't know. Maybe I'll make some like scrap shorties or something, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to fill a whole shoebox with them because I don't want that many socks that are that short. I really like the in-between length. Maybe I'll have my own sock knit-along. Maybe I'll just say, fill a box of socks with all the socks that don't fit into other KALs. Knit-along. Yeah. Who wants to do that? Is anybody in the same boat as me? Okay, sorry. Okay, back to whips. I have something super fun to show you guys today. And if you're watching, I don't think you even know that I have a podcast, but if you're watching this, this is the thing that I'm making for your baby. So, or your baby's room. So, look away. I got a Sincerely Louise kit. And if you're not familiar, Sincerely Louise makes knitting kits that are so fun. There's like lots of unicorns, and like she does scarves and hats and fun animal things. But she also has these faux taxidermy knit animal heads that you hang on your wall. So I got the fox one. So cute. Yeah, but this is it. I love the kit. The yarn, it is this seriously chunky. It's 100% acrylic. It's soft, and it's cool. It's just a thing that goes on the wall, so I don't even care what it feels like. But it's knitting up really fast because it's on size 13 needles. When I was shopping for these, I kind of felt like it was on the pricey side. And I was like, well, I'll just buy the pattern on Ravelry. And then when I started thinking about it, getting acrylic yarn, getting the pattern, getting the buttons for the eyes, getting like the thread, all that I would need 3 colors, all the fiber fill, and having to get one of these or like make something to put it onto so that I can put it on the wall. Like, that was just way too much effort. So the kit's totally worth it. I didn't have to do any extra work. Everything's all here. So far I've got this, it's like his nose, and I guess the eyes are gonna go here, and then his little ears. I guess they're actually kind of big. And I'm knitting, so this is the top of the face, and I'm knitting the bottom of the face right now. And it's actually coming out bigger than I was expecting. I did not do a gauge swatch, which was really, I should have done that. Whatever. If I run out of yarn, it knits up so fast that I'll just frog it and redo it. Could I make a mask out of this? Maybe. Anyway, it's so cute. I can't wait to finish that and send it to my friend. She said that her baby's room is kind of like woodland creature theme, so I thought the fox would look really cute. Okay, other whips. I I'm thinking about doing the summer garment knit along that Celeste from Yarn to Table is doing with Anna from the WoolJewel Podcast. So I was thinking about what kind of a summer garment I'd like to make. And I think I might just make like a sweater t-shirt thing. And I've had this Hedgehog Fibers lace in my stash for so long, and I never knit with lace. So this is Teacup, and this one is Urchin, I think. And they're very similar. It's just this one has like more pinks and this one has more black in it. I don't know of anything that I would want to do with just one ball of lace yarn. Oh geez, I just slipped all these stitches off of this needle. Whatever, it's fine. So I started swatching for a sweater. So I'm thinking about doing this on size 6 needles. I don't have an exact pattern in mind yet, but I was just kind of seeing what this would knit up like. And I think it would make a really nice lightweight sheer kind of t-shirt. So what I did for the swatch was just knit 2 rows of each color, so that since they are super close in color, that they might just blend together. Cause I'm not gonna get stripes. That pink is like way too light to contrast with the black. So anyway, I'm gonna hopefully get this like speckly t-shirt out of it. And 2 balls is more than enough because there's something crazy like over 700 yards each. One more swatch to show you. I'm like all about the knit-alongs right now. Becky from Stringing It Together and Hannah from Corner of Craft are doing a knit-along together, and it's a Stephen West along. I love Stephen West and all his patterns, so I started swatching. I started swatching this last night, and this is for the Raise sweater. I have had this pattern in my library for a really long time, but I have been trying to compile all the yarn that I want to go into it because it's kind of a scrap project. But I didn't have that many colors of Sport, DK, and Worsted that I wanted to go into it. So it's just like been a long time trying to get all the yarn that I'd want to use for it. And I started swatching last night. So here, this is just 2 colors of Madeline Tosh DK that I had already balled up. I don't know if these are the colors I'm going to use. I just wanted to see what my gauge was. And my gauge is much bigger. I mean, I already know that even though I haven't knit the whole swatch. So I don't really want to go down a needle size or 2 because that would make the fabric super, super dense. And I don't want a super dense wool sweater. I'd rather have something more drapey. So I think I just might knit the same size with fingering weight wool instead of DK. Which is kind of frustrating because I've waited so long to get all this DK yarn in my stash just to use for this sweater. And now I'm not gonna use it. I mean, I might do it in the winter. I might come back and do it again in the winter with the DK, but it's almost summer and I haven't done a single sweater in fingering or sock wool yet. So I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna swatch the same thing with that yarn and see what that looks like. There's a really beautiful project in the project pages for this pattern. I can't remember who made it, but she did hers. She like went up a couple sizes and did it all in fingering weight yarns, and it's so nice. I love the way it drapes and it fits her really well. So yeah, I think I might do one with all my scraps from the Marled Magic knit along. I know I was supposed to use the scraps in the Marled Magic, but my Marled Magic ended up creating more scraps than it did using them. So yeah, another scrap project, Stephen West, thank you. And here's my yarn again for the Great Unravel. Let me tell you why I haven't cast this on yet. The real reason is because I want to do better. I got 3 sweaters. 2 of them have acrylic, including this, and one of them is 100% cotton. The 100% cotton one, I accidentally cut into the fabric while I was trying to unzip the seams. I just wasn't careful enough, and so that kind of, I don't know, it was really difficult to take apart. So I don't know if I'm gonna finish doing that, because I can use the cotton, it'll be fine. But it was plain white, and I don't have anything to dye cotton with. I only have acid dyes for wool. So I really like this color, and I am gonna make something out of this, but I want to do better. So I am still looking for a wool sweater to unravel. There are not a lot of options where I live. There's like 3 thrift stores that I know of, and one of them's mostly furniture, and another one basically had no sweaters. I don't know if they put them away for summer or if they were just all taken, or I don't know. So I'm just gonna keep going back, seeing if I can find a wool sweater, and it's not like I'm eligible for prizes anyway, so I don't know. I wanna do this the right way, and part of this knit along is just getting people into the spirit of recycling and reusing and whatnot. So I don't feel personally pressured to like cast on right away and make sure I get a thing done. Ideally, I would like to unravel a sweater and knit a different sweater out of it. But in the spirit of recycling and reusing, I have decided from this skein, I'm going to knit a like a mesh bag, like a shopping bag for produce and stuff, because this isn't that much yarn, and I think I could maybe get 2 bags out of it. And I really like that idea that the thing that I make out of recycled yarn is something that will keep me from having to buy plastic bags and whatnot. So yeah, very earth friendly, and I'm excited about that idea. And I have a couple patterns in mind, but I haven't chosen the right one. I need to make a swatch, so that's why I haven't cast on yet. Yeah, because I like just had this idea the other day and I haven't had time to really get into it yet, but I'm excited. I originally wanted this color because it's so vibrant and fun, and I thought it might look nice as a top, but I don't like the way it feels, which is another reason why I think a bag will be perfect. It's cotton and acrylic, so I think it'll be pretty sturdy as a produce bag. It just doesn't feel that nice. I don't want it on my skin. And when I washed it, it bled a little bit. So if it bleeds again, I don't have to worry about that if it's just a little bag. So yeah, I'm excited. I finally figured out what I'm gonna do with this, and I'm still shopping. So hopefully there will be more to unravel and show you before the KAL is over. Yeah, I think that's it for whips. I didn't show you my weaving. Okay, another work in progress. I used to have a separate like weaving segment, and then I stopped weaving like forever. So I'm not doing that anymore, so I'll just put this in whips. I have made some progress on my weaving. So here it is. Let's see if I can show it to you. There it is. It's got super long fringe. It's very simple. Most of this weaving is just a plain tabby weave in this cream color, and I'm adding tiny, tiny bits of neon. So I don't know if you guys weave a lot, but I made a really, really stupid rookie mistake when I was choosing the length of the weaving that I wanted. I made the frame pretty much the exact size that I wanted the weaving, not thinking about how much space I had to leave extra so that I can take it off of the loom and do what I need to do so I can hang it on the wall, and then also room for this. So what is this thing called? Is this the heddle? I think it's the heddle. Anyway, I don't know anything. I just do the things. Anyway, I need a lot of room for this because there has to be space to be able to move the shuttle through, and if I scoot this too close to the top, the warp actually slips off of these prongs. So I think I need to do 2 things. I need to make little grooves here to keep the warp in place, which is kind of crazy that that's not already a thing, because it has, several of these have slipped off and I have to like get a hook and actually stretch it and put it back on. Yeah, so if I like weave up to here, which is where I wanted it to stop, there's no room for this to keep going. So I'm gonna have to stop the weaving much shorter than I wanted to, which I'm pretty bummed about because I was spacing these things out with a very specific vision in mind, and I don't know, it's a learning experience. It's fine. The next one I'm just gonna make it a lot taller so I have room for this little guy. Anyway, I don't feel very smart about that, but there's gonna be a few more of these little cloudy puffy things and maybe a tiny bit more neon, but other than that, it's a very simple weaving. When I started it, it was just kind of like a meditative, mental exercise of patience because it was just going back and forth with this cream yarn and there wasn't a whole lot going on. And I had an idea of what I wanted it to look like, but as I went, I had a hard time interrupting that rhythm I'd gotten into, I guess. So I decided to make the majority of the weaving the same thing, just plain tabby weave. And I'm just gonna put these little puffs of roving in, and I'm actually really liking how it's turning out. I'm really excited to get this on my weaving wall. Covering up the weaving with the plant. Yeah, so I'm sitting very close to where I normally podcast, my living room. I'm just in the corner instead today because I wanted to podcast with this plant. I got this for Ben for his birthday, which was yesterday. So I've got one thing for fluff stuff today, and it's also weaving related, and it's super cool. So I'm gonna go get it. It's a box! Okay, I said it was weaving related, and here's the box. So I'm gonna tell you what this box is gonna be used for. I found somebody on Instagram who made one of these, and I was freaking out about how like genius this is. And she linked to Sarah Sweat, who made this pattern, and it's not just a pattern, it's a little zine with illustrations and everything. It is how to weave a bag on a box. Okay? This is my box. I'm gonna weave a bag on this box, okay? So first of all, it has these adorable illustrations. It's like this dog and a squirrel, and they show you how to weave a bag on a box. So the idea, I can't, give away all the secrets, but the idea is that you create a loom out of a box. At the end, you just take the box out and you have a awesome woven bag. So I'm super excited about this. I think it's so smart. I'm gonna start small. Eventually, I would love to make like a giant bag. This is more like a handbag size. So I'm so excited. This is gonna be super cool. If you want this pattern, there is not an option for PDF download. So you have to order the physical copy. How to Weave a Bag on a Box, Sarah C. Sweat. I will link to this below. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. And if you just Google weave a bag on a box, you'll see other people's projects that they've done. And there's some really inspiring designs out there that people have come up with. It's really cool. Yeah, I've been waiting very eagerly for this because since I couldn't just get it online, the shipping took a couple weeks to get here in Germany. So, and I thought, I found people doing it on the internet through Google who have their own tutorials how to do this. But I was like, well, I don't know if it's the exact same thing. And I didn't want to start one that was a tutorial, because what if the tutorial was different than this? And then like, what's even the point of having this? So I just wanted to do it the right way. I wanted to do it the same way as she did hers. Yeah, so I'm really excited. I don't really have much to say about it because I haven't started yet, but I did read through. It's like a little comic, like the little characters make fun of each other, and it's super adorable and very helpful. If anybody wants to try this with me, let me know. I would love to have a buddy to try this with because it seems a little bit crazy and I feel like I might need some help and maybe somebody to bounce some ideas off of. So yeah, it'll be fun. So on my vlog last week, I mentioned the hot pod was Tommy from Squirrel Pride Productions. Hi, Tommy. I just wanted to mention her on the episode again because I don't think that everybody watches the vlogs. So Tommy was the hot pod last week, and this week the hot pod is Celeste from Yarn to Table. So I know I've obviously mentioned her a lot of times before because we're doing this KAL together, and I think I mentioned enjoying her podcast on one of my very early episodes, but I wanted to mention her again because I haven't had time to watch a lot of podcasts recently, but I have been watching hers. I can't say enough good things about her podcast. I just love her aesthetic. I love the sweater that she found for the Great Unravel. It had a printed flower pattern on the knit fabric, so when she unraveled it came out this like black and white speckled yarn, and it's amazing. So I think that her FO is just gonna look so cool. I'm really excited to see what that looks like. And she's been doing more sewing lately, so that's been really inspiring to me. Tommy also sews, so I just feel really inspired to get a sewing machine. But I really need to like think hard about this. I learned how to sew when I was like 8 years old from my grandma, but I haven't done it since. I don't remember how to do anything. It's really intimidating to me. And the thought of having a fabric stash in addition to a yarn stash like also kind of freaks me out. I already have limited disposable income as it is, so just to think of having another hobby is a little intimidating in that sense. But I do love the appeal of being able to make my own clothes. Like, I have a hard time even finding a t-shirt that I want to wear. I feel like what I look for isn't that crazy of a thing, but I still can never find it just the way I want things to fit. Also, I'm super short, so I think that it would be really helpful to just be able to like hem my own jeans. It'd be really helpful. Ben always needs to get his pants hemmed too, and it would just be really beneficial for everyone. But yeah, if I get a sewing machine, like I don't even know where to start. I don't know what kind of sewing machine to get. I'd have to get a German one because I've heard that the American ones plugged into the converters end up doing weird wonky things, and they're like never the same after. So I don't even know where to start. So if you have any advice, Celeste, if you have any advice on where to start, let me know. Yeah, stay on topic, Kaylin. Come on, geez. Celeste makes amazing things. Go watch her podcast. I am really trying to stay on schedule today because I am not going to edit another podcast episode for 7 hours. I'm trying really hard to get better at not rambling and getting off topic and stuff, and actually filming once a week so that it's a manageable amount to talk about. It was too much time. It's taking time away from Ben. It's taking time away from knitting, which is the most upsetting. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but Ben is deploying for 3 months at the end of the summer. And before he goes, he is going to be out of town a lot already, like leaving for different trainings and things like that. So I really want to spend as much quality time with him as I can. So yeah, I'm trying to get better with the podcasting. I am going to continue to try to do a video every week, but I am going to say now that it might not be exactly the same day every week, and it might not be every week, but I can't apologize for my life happening. So I just want to give you guys a heads up that I'm going to try for every week, but it might not happen. It might not happen. Okay, block it out. Like I mentioned, this week was Ben's birthday. His birthday is May 1st, which is a holiday here in Germany, so it's kind of cool. You know, everybody is like relaxed, everything's closed on his birthday, and there was like a festival happening in our village. I got him a grill, which we are both super excited about. So we have a grill on our balcony now, and we made some steaks for his birthday. I got him lots of plants. I got him this amazing tree and it has this really cool planter that I got at IKEA. Yeah, I guess I just don't really have that much to say. I've just been like busy working and stuff. Not a whole lot going on this week except for his birthday. So I am probably just gonna leave it at that. I actually have to go teach in a minute. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you guys will join the knit along and let me know if you wanna do the box weaving thing. Yeah, that's about it. So I'll see y'all next week. Bye.